And we got a victory today. But it's so many families out there who don't get victories because of people that we have fighting for us.
A bookend today to what's been a long road for the family of Ahmaud Arbery. First, fighting for someone to be arrested and charged in his death, and then seeing convictions on the state level late last year. And now today, convictions on the federal level for hate crimes, almost 2 years to the day after Arbery was murdered. We have team coverage of the family's emotional victory in court today. We start with Hope Ford live in Brunswick. And Hope, you were inside the courthouse as the verdict was read this morning.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, this trial went by fast. Less than a week for the actual trial and then less than 4 hours for the jury deliberations. But when that verdict was reached and when it was read to the courtroom, the defendants barely had any reaction and never looked into the direction of the Arbery family, who was sitting front row behind the prosecution. Now, the only black male juror was selected as the foreperson, and he cried several times after the verdict was read. Our legal analyst, Paige Apate, says that was likely intentional to appoint him foreperson to send a message. Now, the judge in this case acknowledged in her final statements how difficult this case was, telling prosecutors they had their hands full trying to prove a racial arc in a hate crime trial. And she told the defense they represented their clients well, and no one should wonder if the defendants received a fair trial or if their attorney was skillful. Now, Paige Apate says the fact that the jury reached their guilty verdict so quickly shows the prosecution presented the right things with the right explanations.
Hate crimes charges are traditionally difficult because you have to show more than just hate. You have to show more than racial prejudice. You have to show that was the motivating factor for the crime. But here, I think the evidence of prejudice was so strong and the circumstances of this offense so clear that the jury didn't have a problem with it at all.
Now, the defendants now have 14 days to file any post-trial motions, and once they are sentenced, they will have 14 days to file any appeals, and the sentence will be handled by the federal judge. Meanwhile, a march will be held here tomorrow in Brunswick for Ahmaud on the anniversary of his death.
A number of people planning to walk and run in his honor as well tomorrow. Hope, thank you.